Hi, everybody. Welcome to the social distancing slash shelter in place tapping support sessions. It's Friday, which used to, mean something more. It's March 27th, and I'm currently in, I guess, week 2 of pretty much isolation, maybe longer than that, but I'm pretty much it's the end of week 2. I've got someone here in the session with me who is not able to use their video or sound due to background noises and people. And she's asking to tap on anxiety. And I'm still seeing that there's a lot of that out there. Yesterday, we did a great session on compassion. If you didn't get a chance to see that, that's on my YouTube channel. I just did a guided compassion healing meditation. So this person is having some anxiety about wondering how, like overthinking how long everything is going to be like this, and worrying about everything that's going on every day. And I know we can all relate to that. It's just this general like cloud of anxiety over everyone. And so she's feeling it at an 8. She's chatting with me. I don't think you can see that on the recording, but she's chatting with me and it's about an 8, and she says it's in her stomach. So for anybody watching who is feeling anxiety right now, remember there's borrowed benefits, meaning that you can tap along with me even after the fact, even if what I'm saying out loud is different from what you're exactly feeling. Even if you're having anxiety, but what I'm saying doesn't resonate, just repeat something different back out loud after I say it. It's important that you tap along with me to get those benefits, and that you actually say the things out loud. So make sure you're in a place where you can say things out loud. Christina, are you going to be able to say things out loud back to me? You said you were in your room. It's just, I think, loud in the background. So I think you should be fine with that. So you can get the benefits, and just think in even if you're not having anxiety right now and you want to still tap along, think in your back of your mind or the front of your mind what emotion you are having, and you can still tap on a different emotion and a different set of words, and it can still work. But to make it most tailored to you, it's best if you can repeat back whatever it does resonate with you. So we will get started on anxiety and we'll see where it goes. So let's get started. Even though I am anxious about the whole situation in this world related to coronavirus, I love and accept myself. Um, Christina, you're just going to repeat it out loud to yourself. You don't have to type any of it unless I'm asking you a direct question to check in, but um, you don't need to type back to me what you're saying. But this is kind of the best way we can make it work without having sound or video. So I'm going to say again, I'm going to say, for those of you watching after the fact, I'm going to say something and then I'll pause and you repeat it back to me. Even though I am anxious and spending all my energy worrying how long it's going to be this way, I accept and forgive myself exactly as I am in this moment. Even though I'm anxious about how this entire coronavirus situation is affecting the world and my own life, I love and accept myself completely. Top of the head, I'm anxious. All this anxiety. I'm anxious about everything going on about coronavirus right now. I'm overthinking how long it's going to be this way. It's all I can think about. I feel this anxiety in my stomach. I have very little energy, mental or physical, for anything else other than dealing with this crisis. All this anxiety. I'm so anxious. It's taking up all of my energy. I'm wondering about all the things that I've had to cancel or postpone. I'm anxious about what's going to happen to me professionally since I've had to put off my um, exam that I've been studying for so long. And anyone watching at home, I know Christina's had to put off an exam, but you may have had to put off other things. All this anxiety. I'm so anxious. I feel this cloud of anxiety hanging over me. I don't know how all this is going to turn out. So much anxiety. I'm worried about the economy. I'm worried about my own personal financial situation. I'm worried about all the professional setbacks I've had. I'm worried about my health. I'm worried about the health of the people I love. All this anxiety. So much anxiety about everything that's going on with coronavirus. Okay, so we're going to pause, take a deep breath. All right, Christina, how are you feeling now? What came up for you while we were tapping? How strong is your anxiety now? So I'm just going to wait for her to respond and everyone else at home. So it's like a 5 or a 6. Great. So while you're at home, also make note of how strong your anxiety is compared to where you started. And Christina, did anything else come up for you while we were tapping? Any new emotions or insights or aha moments or ideas or um, memories or visions or anything like that? And people at home, think about this as well. When you're tapping, you're allowing the non-stress part of yourself, the creative part of yourself, to have its have a voice, and so you're able to access that much more clearly when you're tapping. And if new emotions come up, it's always really important to note that, so that if you need to, you can change direction. So for Christina, it sounds like everything she's already just said. So we're going to keep tapping on that, but she's gone from an 8 down to a 5 or a 6. So we'll keep tapping. All this anxiety, so much anxiety. I'm anxious about the state of the world. I'm anxious about staying in my current living situation for the unforeseeable future. I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get back on my feet financially. All this fear and worry, all this anxiety in my stomach. It feels like I can barely think about eating when I'm this anxious. Or maybe for some people, you're eating more. All this anxiety. I'm anxious about the ability of our government and our system to handle all these increased demands. I'm anxious about my personal finances. I don't know if I have enough money to make it through. I'm anxious about what I'm going to do after everything gets better since I wasn't able to take my test. All this anxiety, so much anxiety. I'm worried about how long it's going to be like this. So much anxiety. I'm overthinking everything. I feel like I don't have an escape from my thoughts because I'm stuck inside all day in the same situation with the same people. So my mind wanders and tries to process everything. And I'm worried about the health of people I love and of our whole country. All this anxiety. So much anxiety. All right, so let's pause, take a deep breath. And now's a good time to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Christina, if you can text to me in the chat how you're feeling, how strong the anxiety is, if any other emotions have come up, if you've had any realizations or aha moments or ideas, um, or if anything new has come up. This is a great time for all of you to check in. I'm going to have a sip of water. And also check in with how that emotion is feeling in your body where you were feeling it before. So Christina, are you still feeling it in your stomach? Has it moved somewhere else? Is it different? Is it less? Is it more? So we'll just wait to hear from Christina and everyone else here. Think if there's anything more, the more specific you can get with the tapping and what you're feeling about the emotions, the better. And um, it can calm you down in global anxiety. Um, but the more specific you are, the better. So Christina's saying everything she said before, it's a little better, but I started thinking about the lack of support I have from people. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, Christina? So she's just, that's what's coming up is lack of support from people. And also, if you can tell me how strong your anxiety is, if you could give me a number rating on that. So a lot of times when you're tapping, new emotions will come up um, as you're going because you're sort of peeling back layers of the onion. So it could be frustration or anger or sadness. Lots of things come up, feeling overwhelmed. There's a lot of different things that have been coming up for people. And sometimes it's stuff that we don't want to think about, or we might think it's petty or it's selfish or not something that we're supposed to be thinking or feeling right now. But the whole point of tapping is really to acknowledge what we are feeling in that moment. And that's why we tap on, we say the negative things over and over again, those negative emotions, because we're retraining the brain how to process those emotions in a different way because of the tapping. It's actually sending messages to the stress centers of the body, of the brain, I'm sorry. So that's why that's why we say these things out loud negative. And once it gets down to a low enough level of negativity of the negative emotion, then we can start tapping in positive, but you don't want to do that until okay. So lack of family. Both parents are dealing with their own things. Her dad has an illness and now her mom lost her job, so there's not like a big support system. Christina, are you still feeling anxiety about that, or is there a new emotion that is coming up? And also, if you can give me, I think it's helpful to have a number for the anxiety so we can judge where you're at with that. And for people at home, you can start thinking maybe about your own support system, how you're supporting other people. If there's things that are bothering you about the way people in your life are handling things, think about your own responses and where you were maybe a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and um, see how you've adjusted. Okay, so now her stress and anxiety, that's what's always the worst. It's about a 3 or 4 right now, which is great. And she also gets overwhelmed easily. So, all right, so let's keep. I think we're probably ready now. You're down to a 3 or 4 with anxiety. Um, to start tapping in the positive. So let's start doing that. So I have a lot of anxiety about the situation of the world right now. And it's hard because I don't feel a lot of support from the people in my life. And I know that everybody's doing the best that they can right now with the tools that they have. And nobody has the answers. Everybody's doing their best to stay healthy. Everybody's doing their best to be good citizens, even if it doesn't always seem like it. And everyone's got their own personal battles that they're facing. Some people have other physical illnesses that are keeping them from being able to support others. And a lot of people are suffering financially right now. And so I can feel the anxiety melting away as I realize that we're all in this together. All this anxiety leaving my body. This anxiety is not serving me. It's really draining all of my energy. And it's causing me to have stomach problems. And I can recognize that this anxiety isn't helpful for me or for the people who might need me right now. And I feel this calmness and the sense of relief flooding my body right now. All this calmness, my energy is so much more positive right now. And I feel this anxiety leaving my body. I'm going to sleep so much better without having this as much anxiety. And I'm going to be able to be there for myself and for other people even better than I was before. I don't need to give all my energy to this global situation. In fact, I'm going to be even better at solving problems if I'm not spending all my energy being anxious about coronavirus. So I'm just going to let that anxiety go. I'm going to thank that anxiety for sharing how it's feeling with me. And then I'm going to let that anxiety go. And I'm going to open up to my intuition and my creativity. And I'm going to allow myself to feel even more compassion for myself and for the people around me. What I bring to the situation is really important. And if I'm feeling anxiety, that's all I'm going to see. all this anxiety leaving my body. And I feel lighter and much more relaxed. All right, so let's stop. Deep breath. All right, so Christina, if you want to let me know how you're feeling, everyone else at home, you can take note of how you're feeling. If any aha moments came up, any new emotions, other insights. Christina says she's feeling a little bit better, and it may not be gone. So if you're someone who suffers from chronic anxiety all the time, tapping on it for 15 minutes isn't going to make it all go away. But tapping on, if you can calm yourself down from an 8. So Christina, maybe if you could give us a number, she was at an 8 and then she was down to a 3 or 4. So even if it's not totally gone, being at a 3 or 4 is a much more comfortable place to be than an 8. So even if the tapping isn't gone, people with generalized anxiety disorder, and I don't know Christina's medical background, she's a 2 or 3 right now. So that's great. So generalized anxiety disorder, you're going to have anxiety about everything relating to this and everything not relating to this. And so I'm not going to, you're not going to fix that. I'm not going to be able to help you fix that with tapping in a 20-minute period. But knowing that you have this tool to calm yourself down even in the moment, and then the more specific you can be about what is making you anxious. So the health related stuff, the political stuff, the financial stuff, if it's all of it, that's cool too. But maybe you focusing, if you're going to do this on your own, focusing on one specific aspect of it until that gets down to a 1 or a 2, and then you can tap in negative, or it gets down to a 0, and then you can focus on the health related stuff, and you can attack it one by one, and then it all kind of falls down like a house of cards. So Christina, you did great. I'm glad you're feeling better. If there's any other aha moments or realizations or anything like that you're having, please text him here. Looks like I think Christina may have left. And I'm so glad she's feeling better. And for anyone else watching, I hope that this has helped you with your own anxiety. Remember, we'll be doing these sessions every Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And next week, I have a special treat. Next Friday, one of my colleagues is going to be joining me. She's a tapping expert as well, and she's incredible, another physician, and she's going to be joining next Friday. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, you want to reach out to me, info@jillwener.com, JILLWENER.com. If you have specific things that this tapping has helped you with and you want to send me some feedback, if you have specific things you'd like me to tap on next week, even if you can't join me, I can try to bring that into the tapping. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay home if you can. Healthcare professionals, thank you for doing everything you do. Everyone else who's out there in these essential industries, thank you so much for everything. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, and I will see you on Monday.